Bench with all.
Counter-terrorists win.
Hey, Blue, let me get bomb.
Move it, move it. Smoke. Throwing a flashback. I'm throwing a flashback. Smoke.
Stairs. In the gap. CT. Jungle with an op.
I'm planting the bomb. Counter-terrorists win.
I'm shy.
Victory is ours. You have few to think you will win.
Bring it back on CT.
Go, go, go!
Tunnel's there.
I'm throwing fire. Throwing smoke.
One's cat green, one's cat green.
Flashback. Terrorists win. Yes, my friends. Yes.
Good shit, green.
Cross round, Baya. Go ahead, palace with op.
This is our fight. Throw in the flashbang.
Yeah, B's clear. B's clear. B's clear.
Grenade.
Blue, throw me ball. Blue, throw me ball.
Connector.
Smoke.
2A. One was connector.
Suck my dick, dude.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, we get fucked.
Are we rushing in? Or are we going sneaky beaky like?
I got A.
I'm going mid.
Come on, let's go.
Sounds like A. We got bomb down. Don't take my ace.
Counter-terrorists win. We're really laying into them.
Nice, good job, dude. Thank you.
There you go. Move it, move it. Can't stop, won't stop. Incendiary. Throwing a grenade.
Rushing B, rushing B. Oh, never mind, never mind, never mind, never mind. Underpass.
Fire in the hole.
Definitely underpass.
Coming to B now, they're coming to B now. Fucking Christ.
Oh my god.
Plenty B.
Bomb has been planted.
Bench. We're near van now, probably.
Nice.
Nice. Good stuff.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win. Easy peasy lemon squeeze. Remember, this isn't the killing house anymore. This is real life. Grenade.
For cat to B.
Throwing grenade.
Top mid corner.
Flashbang. Grenade out.
$30 seconds. Where was he?
Throwing fire.
A van.
Counter-terrorists win.
Nice.
Cake, so as. Let's go. Laying down smoke. Grenade out. Throwing a grenade. Smoke. Throwing smoke. Deploying flashbang.
One's under
Somebody
pass.
watch mid. Somebody watch mid.
Flashbang.
I'm smoked out. Can't see any snipers. Go watch your mid.
Pushing out ramp. Pushing out ramp. They're out ramp. Fucking Christ. Palace ramp.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. Gear up. We aren't going on a windy walk here.
I hear him all the way.
Deploying flashbang.
One's tagged.
One top mid.
Fucking Jesus, motherfucker. One's planning behind the box.
Bomb has been
We pick up the AK. Where are you going?
Wait, go get them.
Where are
It's
you
at
going,
A, it's at A.
4 bullets in the AK.
Reload, bro. Reload before you go out there.
Then you reloaded. You fucking needed it. Take it.
Oh my goodness, bro. Good job.
Go Ryan, go Ryan.
Mucho gusto, mucho gusto.
counter-terrorists win. Ah, we're getting stuck right into them. Too good, baby. Come on, chop, chop. Throwing fire.
Mid.
Throwing flashbang.
They're
All laps, all lap.
One's underpass. Last one up. Might rotate underpass.
He's still in here. He's still in here.
Counter-terrorists win. Right on.
Yo, buy kits. You guys got money.
Let's give it to them.
I got mid.
Throwing smoke.
There's two apps that could be going under. Seems like they went under.
Oh, one more. Lower mid. Might go into connector. Might go into connector yellow.
Deploying flashbang.
They're in connector. They're in connector. Last guy's lower mid. Bomb's connector. 20 seconds. Just play time. Oh, bro. No time, no time. Run, run, run! Oh my god, bro.
Piece of cake, so it is.
I don't know how we keep winning these rounds, but we are.
Move. Incendiary. Grenade out. Throwing fire.
They're pallet, they're A, they're A, they're A. Yep, they're all A, they're all A. Watch your pallet. Pallet.
Smoke out.
You got bomb down in palace.
Palace dead.
Connector, connector.
Connector.
You got bomb in palace, just play time, let them come to you. Nice, good job.
Champion. All right, let's make this. Grenade up. Incendiary out. Throwing flashbang. Incendiary. Smoke. Incendiary out. Grenade out.
Gun.
Flashbang.
They're at A. Oh, he's dinked. Dinked.
Deploying flashbang. Bomb has been planted. Fire in the hole. Throwing grenade. Terrorists win.
Nice try. Do 2B, 2A, and then I'm gonna go play mid with an op. We can win this out.
Take a tail fence. Throwing fire.
Flash is long A. I mean, not from ramp.
Laying down
One underpass. One coming underpass. One underpass. One top mid. One underpass.
deploying flashbang.
Had 1A ramp.
I got you. I'm coming from CT.
Parce que je veux pas. Je veux pas.
It's B.
Bombs probably B. Yeah. I'm going.
Je vais avoir une paye la semaine prochaine. Non, ça va être. Non, ça va être pas la semaine prochaine. Oui, ça se peut qu'il me paye en argent, c'est sûr. Tout à l'heure.
Is he bench or?
Yeah, bench.
Good, puis ça va bien.
Nice. Good shit, guys. Good hold.
C'est quoi?
I'm gonna keep playing mid. Just do 2-2.
Got to make some stories. Throwing fire. Smoke. Throwing flashbang.
One top mid. One top mid.
Flashbang.
He's got an op. One underpass.
Flashing mid, flashing.
One underpass.
Two apps.
Grenade out.
Planting.
Throwing a grenade. Has been planted.
Apps. Palace. He's
Defusing the bomb. Fire in the hole. Bomb has been defused.
Good job.
Counter-terrorists win. Nice.
Just keep doing the same thing.
Grenade. Incendiary out. Flashbang.
One underpass.
Incendiary. Throwing smoke.
Palace.
Oh my goodness. Good game, guys.
Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win.
every member of Cloud9 as well coming in with the numbers tonight. Into the tac pause too. Groove wants to get in on the action.
Right now, Saw are looking for a top fragger of any kind. Cloud9 don't really have any questions. I mean, like your Opper and Axal, your star rifler, and Electronic, your best player. There's no questions about Electronic, even though he's just been slowing down a little bit.
It's not been his best month.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
and specifically versus his game versus Saul last time, like that was he was sort of the main problem individually, had an off day. But I think looking at the scoreboard, that does tell the accurate story here for Cloud9. All your right players are online. I mean, there isn't anyone who isn't online.
So a nice amount of money in the back pocket of Cloud9, a couple bonus weapons to work with in number 16. And we saw the rifles make a difference for C9's CT side.
Now, even though Saw have this massive streak on Nuke, 10 straight, this could be their Roman Empire. Losing it to Cloud9 at the major. This is the one that matters.
A little bit of util pressure inside of the A site. Doesn't elicit too much of a response out of Saw. Honestly, they don't have the nades for the counterplay either, right? One molly, double flashbang, all the CTs have with a minute up. They are going to have to shoot straight, not to mention that Molotov's downstairs. So Hut Squeaky gonna be problematic for Saw, and it feels like this A hit is brewing.
The lack of utility is unbelievable. They don't have a single smoke to stop this. No mollies.
Nothing. It's gonna have to be clean shots from Roman. First one's great. And then the next T doesn't see him. He did a great job of keeping his head down, gives himself another chance, and Roman's coming up with big numbers.
Roman's one entry right there, that's it. I mean, denial of entry.
He's looking for more.
He's not done yet.
Clean with it. 3 kills from the rafters off of Roman. And he just tucks his head down. That second T looked lost.
Yeah.
Had no clue where they got hit from.
That's the perfecto right there. I mean, your job is boring as hell as a site anchor until you have to do everything. Dodge that one flash, turn, find that pick off. It is way harder than it looks. If he doesn't find this kill after dodging that flash in before the next one comes right after, his teammate dies on site, Squeaky gets blown open, he doesn't drop on the hut and look like Tom Cruise and get the next 3 kills. The whole round is over and the economy is ruined for Saw, but instead they've got utility now and a chance to actually stage some sort of comeback or CT side.
You said Saw were looking for a top fragger in any form. Well, Roman about to step to the plate. Big round to do it. It affords them a follow-up gun round. It affords them much more utility than they had in the last, which felt like the glaringly obvious problem. They managed it. They're rewarded for it. Popping the smoke open with a whole pack of Ts, but not actually seeing anybody until Electronic steps in. Little jump spot over top. You definitely see them. Now you do.
That's 3.
Big numbers confirmed outside. 2 CTs in main, looking for the gunfight, falling through the fire. Uterus down to 40 health. But you've also got 2 players heaven. I mean, there are fights on all fronts right now for Cloud9. This can't feel comfortable.
Yeah, the thing is, they know. I mean, they already saw 3 people outside. That's indisputable information, right? They have to, it's Cloud9 who have to try to trick them again, but...
Ooh, nice shot. Boomich and Hobbit making sure that they deal with that one peek. And the question is, did he need to peek, right? You had Heaven, he could have stayed hell. Nice pressure out from window, but the trade frags from Boomich, that's 2 kills for him this round. Perfecto's between them, and he looks the wrong way at the wrong time. Suddenly that main opening that felt like their route in is that much rougher of an approach. And with 25 seconds, do they burn time climbing into Heaven, or do they try to brute force their way through main as 2?
Yeah, they're waiting for it. This will be very difficult versus this crossfire. They might know where the CTs are, but...
It's good positioning again.
Yeah.
It's not the Rafters player, but Muterus behind the vent. He gets the trade frag back, and he cleans them both off of the A floor.
That would have
It's
been
the experienced pieces of Saw succeeding.
Yeah, Muterus right now has had a hell of a game for himself. Already a 1v3, that 2K. If he dies, he could very easily lose the rest of this round, right? It's a 1v1 with a teammate who's far off, and he's playing from opposite vent. It has to be the pre-fire, that crouch spray. Every little bit. close round, close round. 2 straight here for Saw. But it will be costly still. Cloud9 know they could be in for a two for a round if they catch one. Just depends if they can invest or not. Now, Cloud9 aren't one of the teams that have tons of good players that have been there before, that are good on land, that don't crumble. They do crumble. With this lineup they have, they still have to sort of, I think, build some confidence in that regard. So I don't think we're quite there yet.
But at least in this instance, right here, right now, you can't point at a single member of their team and say, he is crumbling.
Well, yeah, still 10-7, right?
For now. Everybody's succeeding for Cloud9. For now. Uzura's back at it. Dead. Fast entry out of Electronic. No smoke wall up. A set of eyes on the op from Heaven. But as he falls down, that means no shot out of the op, which means Electronic's given a chance to fall right back behind Red.
Now they're desperately looking for something, and oh my God, Story chasing them outside doesn't, I think, recognize how many people there were ready to go for a dry cross. So Cloud9 are going to rethink their strategy right now. They've actually just decided to pause and reset. And this innately will burn a lot of time off the clock.
Recollecting themselves inside of lobby, putting the TAC-9 into the pack with the rifles.
Is that the second support off of ramp, or do they still have 2 there?
Just the one on ramp.
Yeah.
But it's Story's AWP. First one's free. The follow through not quite there, but they do have a player in the close corner, and a missed shot from Story lets that second member start to charge him down. Nice shot onto Axile, wounding him. As the pressure towards ramp draws the Heaven player back, and this redirection towards A is looking likely.
Yeah.
It is Roman on the CT vent. Electronic his counterpart. Heaven support still nearby, and you've got the anchor back sight. Then you deal with the main player before the squeaky hit comes out. This one's starting to fall apart for Cloud9. They've got Roman pinned in the corner. They're holding him in here, and he tears him apart. There's a team kill in the middle off the pistol, but saw the perfect positioning and placement to hold that back.
Just enough time and the right amount of information to put themselves in good spots to defend. So, yeah, that's very good of them, and I think Cloud9 buying makes sense because, again, like Saw barely won the round before. They had enough money to get enough rifles to make that competitive, but they had to cancel their plans, and Story did a good job of finding his op frag. A couple of times he could have died in that round, but I do like they're still going for it, right? You still see their personality shine through as like they're playing as a team who normally wins. It's not like because Aristos wasn't top fragging that suddenly now he's playing passive spots and playing passively. They can't have that. They won't find the success.
I feel like that's the kind of buckling you were to get if you weren't on a 10-map win streak.
Yeah.
If you weren't on an 11-match win streak. You've earned a little swagger in the last month, and you better play into it.
I mean, the cohesion is there today for Cloud9. I think this one comes down to the golden call from Boomich.
Or some kind of astronomical pop-off from the talent pool of Cloud9 that we know runs deep. Somebody hits a double deagle, grabs an AK, and things get wild. Axile's the first to be dropped in round 19. And, oh, okay. No, not quite. A little bit of damage done. Chance for Electronic to get a little closer, but all seems fine in the Saw camp.
I swear, when you put together a super team, one of the biggest things that you buy is like deagle rounds. You know, like no matter how bad your team is, they're going to get some crazy deagle shots every once in a while. Like that's the main thing that's guaranteed. No team chemistry. There's like no real opera. Don't know who's doing what role, but everyone can use a deagle on a super team. Okay, so it's always scary for a team like even with Saw in this position to potentially blow a comeback versus some very dangerous individuals, but they survive unscathed within one. It'll take another rifle round to get to 10. Cloud9 gave up a big streak of rounds on day 1 to Ecstatic on an Ancient. And all the way up until the very end, it looked grim until they won this retake and then won 3 straight, I think, and showed that they were still in it.
Ooh.
Oh, and man, talking about still in it, and talking about still being himself, here's Story.
Yes, sir. Not shooting like an Opper who is currently 8-13,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
That pressure in the ramp last round he held on to, but a nice slip down from Electronic, and then instantly ejects back through the smoke. A valuable 4v4. Contact from Ujurks confirming multiple bodies on ramp. Woo! Nice headshot onto Axile. Then he's got them pinned, but they stick around. Trade frag's good. Aristos, a double.
They just...
And down to Electronic as what felt like the opening to the round also has to be the closer.
You can see it right there. They're not even comment to each other, right? They actually just believe in the push. Aristos is throwing the flash to set himself up for a play with a teammate who's beside him, who he knows is going to come through with the trade.
You go back to the first 12 rounds, I'm sat here telling you that it always feels like Cloud9 are nicely tethered. There's always a second layer. Same can be said for Saw throughout this game. Even on their T side, when they managed to get into that A site right, it was this constant trade train that left them almost there. So from a 4v5 with a potential ramp collapse, very nice recovery out of Saw.
This is the moment, I'd say, for Cloud9. It's their 3rd time out. It's another rifle to set up, and it's a little, like 5th or something go of it on a buy here for the T side. They've got to have Boomich in good spirits right now. With a good plan. See if he can put it together. At this point, winning around doesn't... Oh, that's not even the buy, actually. Ooh, Cloud9 will have to wait 1 more. Or it doesn't mean it's out of it, but... Damn, here's this play.
Yeah, that's just 3 instances, right? Now you get, in that last round alone, a beautiful moment from the 3 players that we've been praising as of late. The Story op shot, the 1-tap from Ujurks, and the double from Aristos in order to get that ramp held onto. Perfect. Now the win conditions for Saw are falling into place on the CT side of a map that they are very comfortable in clearly. But minimizing mistakes, that's Muteris' job. Double kill on the crossover.
Plus a dink.
You know, they're just trying to get a little frantic down to the B site to test something with speed, and they're going to have to do it at the double man disadvantage.
No vent drop. CT here and Ujurks to watch the cross at the bomb going down.
Freebie, Boomich just crossing over before anybody can trade it. Offer comes out. We've got Perfecto back sight getting peppered through the smoke. And this is going to be Saw taking the lead. They're 11th on the board.
Wow.
Guaranteed. Back in control. This win streak set to continue on Nuke.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is more than impressive. And Roman at the top of the board, looking to add another century to the Empire, okay?
Cloud9 finally answer. Right now, Lobby's getting hit. We've got pressure coming out from the CTs. They've taken the whole damn thing.
They can't have it all. Rent's too damn high.
Yeah.
They've got the lobby, they've got upper. Uh-oh.
Timing. He tries to chase it, and he'll get it. Not the first.
That's the solo upper guy. I mean,
Not the
even
first
though
5v4 he's gotten in from main.
they're going to be scared about scaling into this too quickly. Okay, Aristos comes back after pulling out from lobby.
This spot sucks.
Yeah, it does. And Electronic will get exposed. He didn't feel like he could cross it all. They didn't know necessarily that someone had pushed into Squeaky, or stayed there, I should say.
Exile in this middle of the smoke. This would be another 4v5 put out from Saw. Would be.
Oh,
As the 3-player hit goes down lower.
Nice.
Perfecto, he's going to win the lurk fight inside of lobby. And with 50 seconds, options open for Cloud9. They could go back up the vent. You've dealt with a couple A players.
That's the right move. Perfecto still in the lobby.
Are they going to follow through? Seeming likely now. Opera up in heaven, the last line of defense. Story missed shot ×2. And as he repeats, he hits a killer headshot. 2 absent hits into the one they need. The slip up from Vent to get it going. Axile now pinned behind the corner, and Story's AWP won't stop. It's a double drop out from Heaven. It's Perfecto into the clutch with a critical first kill. And the 1v1 unfolds to the favor of Saw. 12th round confirmed.
Oh man, and Muterus by a hair. Peller Perfecto was just about to get away from that with information that he was Heaven. Could have played to delay. Now the bomb was planted backside, which was always playing against him. But with that first kill, he set it up for a clutch. But instead, it's been all the clutches to Saw. Wow, all the magic to Saw here in the second half as the streak is going 7 straight, looking for their 11th nuke win in a row. This one being the biggest, most important, and a rematch versus their toughest competition in Cloud9.
7 rounds in a row, 2 4v5s as well sprinkled within that, and a very sketchy retake needed in the last round. One of the closest moments that Cloud9 have had to breaking through this T side since the guns came out for Saw. And by a hair, Perfecto can't nail it. Muterus in back with the headshot, as if he hadn't just bested Perfecto in the clutch. Now he's gonna just sideline him here in round 23. A superb CT side out of Saw. One that has reeked of confidence in individual moments. No timidness from the individual decision-making of Saw.
You talked about Story, like the fact that he never pressed tabbed throughout this entire half. Never thought about his scoreline, didn't let him affect him mentally.
Udrix has to dive this round. They do get ramp. This has usually come at a cost for Cloud9. Remember that double kill from Aristos when he comes in from hell to shut it out? This time, they find footing in it. This is uncharted territory for Cloud9, and Electronic wins the lurk fight in lobby, as Perfecto did last round. Can they reclaim this 4v5 into the upper? Electronic, it gets dropped. Do they see that as a ticket to Heaven?
They were going to go back upstairs right there with Electronic. Now they're thinking about lower, but 25 seconds, and they've got to move. We need Axile Smoke to land in the perfect spot. There is no way they're going to get down here scot-free.
It's going to take something good, but Udrix, he walks in. He doesn't prepare for that pack of players to be on the precipice of sight. And Muterus, you've got 10 seconds to hold off this bomb site. They're going to go for the plant, and Cloud9, by the skin of their teeth, will put that bomb down. Another retake demanded of Saw. They want to close this out here. But with T's on site, it's a tough spot for Story. Separated from Aristos. A comfortable position for Axile on the rafter, and no clear route in for the retake. Boomich trying to figure out the timing, but he's allowed Story to get close. Missed shot, and that one's going to be costly. No holds from the retake. They lose their grip as Boomich doubles down.
They just decided to seek out information where they didn't need to. They had the stack lower. They got uncomfortable at the thought that they had 2 there with the round maybe going back upper. But when they got that kill on Electronic, they should have believed it, because Cloud9 did themselves. And look at that shadow advantage. Udrix walking back into that, playing as if they needed the info. This is an opportunity for Cloud9. They stop the streak at 7. They win 1. They get within 1 of going to overtime. And everybody's got money. The best way to finish a map.
That Opera has been everywhere throughout this CT side.
Oh my God, that's all of lobby already opened up. Story knows that he's got to keep his eyes peeled.
He's got help.
There has to be pressure down on the cross. Electronic sneaks into big garage.
And he's not hiding the fact that he's inside garage either. This pressure could draw attention away from any B rotates. Look at the ramp players only now starting to go down.
This is a good position for both teams. Electronic's done a good job of making it seem, multiplying his presence in big garage, but they've crossed lower. Saw have experienced Cloud9's lurks, so they're being very careful upstairs. And again, the most complicated position so far. Who's going to be the best composer right now between Saw and Cloud9?
Critical decision making in the final 50 seconds of regulation.
Don't miss your chances now.
2 entry paths queued up for Cloud9's B hit. Door swings, Opera going wide for it. Molotov lands on top of him. Now suddenly Story's uncomfortable.
That's the upper lurk.
His backside player is going to try to push Decon. Udrix is hot on the heels of Boomich as he departs. Hobbit could keep these players locked into the bomb site,
They
and
have
Electronic gets up into heaven. How does Udrix get back upstairs? He's got to win this fight against Hobbit, but timing is a fickle mistress. And Muterus inside of the hut. He's hanging on for dear life, down to 15 seconds, down to the 2v4. And that bomb plant, it's a fake first. It gets him to bite, and Cloud9 chew through these last 2 rounds, finding a door to overtime.
Oh yeah, and that's when the pressure's mounted too much. Cloud9 created the most complicated spider web of players across the map. Perfecto wins his lurk duel upstairs, and they take advantage of the perfect rotation. A great T-side call here with great execution and great cohesion from the team that was definitely looking like they were about to lose. And another game goes to overtime when I think that's what it absolutely deserves.
Perfecto gets one back. The Perfecto lobby plays. You go back to that back-to-back round where Muterus beats him in the 1v1 and then finds him through the squeaky smoke in the round after. Perfecto gets to sprinkle one of his moments in the remnants of regulation. Cloud9 2 rounds in a row to force OT.
I think Saw needs to go for a pick play this round because Cloud9's prerogative at this point is make the map complicated. The best way to steal that away from them is take one out early, because then they don't have the ability to fan out without getting too thin. So we have the early aggression inside of Secret. I think this could be a good idea. There's someone waiting for it.
Man.
Dangerous playing with fire. Udrix is still tempted. But even him sitting inside of Secret is such a big denial of information. And if they wait too long, he becomes a flank. I like that Cloud9 are actually sitting quietly at the moment, because this is when Saw can get nervous and they still have map control to use. But if they're going to turn this into a straight up mini lurk and Electronic gets spotted at 45 seconds, then lower gets removed as an option and Cloud9 can risk becoming obvious. A kill comes down, Molly to deny Secret. They have to go upper now.
Got 2 players leaning into the site. Story looking for his second of the round as that deep lobby shot connected. Cloud9 starting to fall victim to the clock. The Hut player looks for his angle, but he goes down empty-handed. And now Story's looking for something big, but that close player clears sight. Oh. Excellence from Boomich and Perfecto. It's a desperate vent dive. It's a bomb drop. It's a second repeat from Squeaky, and it falls on Roman to get these last 2 down.
8 seconds.
They've planted on the opposite side of the bomb site. Boomich keeps his head down, but that nade has his name on it. And now Roman's in with the Heaven retake, kicked off with the first. It's a repeat clutch attempt from Perfecto. This time, he doesn't fall away, but this time, the bomb is on his side of sight.
Playing in the smoke.
It's temporary, but it's also so tantalizing. Roman thinking he can go towards Squeaky Falls, and Perfecto enacts revenge.
Woo! That was an incredibly tense situation. A well-called setup out the gate, but no opening 5v4 for Saw into the position that Cloud9 wanted, which was complicated and spread out across the map. So we do have the official counter coming in, but we didn't have that kill. That was the key thing for Saw. They couldn't find it. And even though Cloud9 had one option to work with and Saw had good players in positions upstairs, Saw have gotten nervous when it's 5v5 and the time gets low.
Cloud9 have had a consistency in some of their T rounds, right? Even just holding back on lobby. I'm not saying it was always the last 10 seconds. That came out in the tail end when they finally broke through.
This is a few players had to sort of mess up here in order for this to go correctly or perfectly for Cloud9. So we see how close it is at the very end of the round. But all that matters for Cloud9 is they figured out the Achilles heel of Saw at the moment. And again, we're looking for a response. Cloud9 look to do nothing fast one more time. Why should they? Sometimes when you're nervous, there's always a temptation to break your own structure in order to get information. With enough solitude, your mind can eat itself.
contest on the outer play this time. Cloud9 getting into secret for absolutely free. This starts to feel like Saw becoming a shell of themselves. This is now Saw trying to adapt to minimize those mistakes, but in that adaptation, they are starting to lose their identity. And it was that identity on the CT side that we thought would be tested and would maybe shrivel up. Instead, it's why they got here. It's why they brought this game back. To lose their grip on that now would spell disaster. 35 seconds on the clock again. 10 players alive in this situation, down to the boiling point once more. Noted. Bomb outside of spawn.
At 25, it's got to be picked up. And, you know, that's not making it downstairs at the moment. So this lure kill, oh my God, Electronic shoots at Ghost.
Uterus locked in, though. He can't get back to the site. Beautiful headshot. 10 seconds. They are playing with fire, and Cloud9 burnt to a crisp.
Okay. Saw show they're still alive. And that might be pushing it to its absolute limit in terms of the clock. So there it is. Cloud9. They try it again. It doesn't work out this time. And it's a little bit more simple with their upper attack. They get no lurks off. They do have Saw desperately jumping around, trying to gather as much information as they can safely. Not giving them that one kill. But not converting every round on T side isn't the worst thing that can happen. There's one more try. Let's see if Saw are fully clued in right now. We haven't seen any aggressive outer setup. I think that's the thing that's been missing.
Here it is.
Okay.
Oh, but there it goes.
Oh my God, he's having the opportunity to flank perfectly.
This is massive. They're making a ton of sound.
Yeah, there's going to be a third person.
And that third person doesn't have a gun out. Exile trying to catch up to the two front runners who are a hell of a distance ahead of the pack. Now, lower is compromised, but at least you picked up your 5v4.
And they call the timing. He knows they crossed.
The perfect moment to throw somebody at the front of Silo, and they're rewarded for it. But meanwhile, what if Cloud9 simplify things? What if at the minute mark they decide to hit this because you do have the bomb? A missed flash, but a follow-up from Electronic. They're going to try to take over the site, but guess what? Nobody's here.
Yeah, there's actually no rotation whatsoever. Muterus, you did call this timing, right?
But how many times has a player gone downstairs and it's just Electronic and they never committed to the B site with it? This time, Cloud9, sensing that maybe they're on the back foot, just decide to put that bomb down, let those lurkers upper try their thing, and Boomich, well, there's a double headshot. Holding off in Heisenberg. Next player at bat, gets the trade frag back. Story falling to Hobbit, but now these upper players have to get downstairs. Luckily for Cloud9, Electronic's gone forward, clearing the diffuser. Ujerks not able to hang on, and it's C9 with 2 in the overtime T side.
Oh man, I don't know exactly how to justify that situation for Shaw, because in my opinion, it looks like they aren't ready at all for there to be problems downstairs. It's good that Cloud9 sped it up this round. They went straight for decon without overthinking the situation. But usually before this door opens, before control side opens, before the window's broken open, and when the timing's called going downstairs, that's when you slide a CT into clock, into dark, or get one in a good position, because one in the site allows for someone else to rotate into support. If all your players are rotating in, then vent becomes a dangerous place to go. Ramp becomes dangerous to get into. So in my opinion, that looks like they don't even know that downstairs is potential issue. Meanwhile, the bomb is there with 2 players ready to attack it.
But not knowing that feels impossible with the red play that Saw throw out of the gate.
Yeah, and the other option is not believing it. But I don't know why they wouldn't. The only thing, you know, would be if he thought it was only Electronic, who is the outside lurk.
One guy
can
without
sit
bomb.
in secret and chill.
Sure.
And they didn't want to overreact to that kind of information. But they did see someone coming with Electronic, and I thought that they heard 2 pairs of footsteps already crossing.
It has to be that, because the thought of Electronic without bomb in lower is a much different story than the thought of 2 players downstairs with bomb already. Regardless, glaringly obvious issue for Saw in the last round of OT. Now their T side, which they also struggled with, forget not that the defense from Cloud9 was solid with the rifles, and they've got them working already. Boomich gonna stuff Roman on the approach. It's a wrap back around sight. They lose track of Perfecto, but they find him, and it's Boomich to post the double kill as he gets back into main. Axile pressure out from Heaven, looking for his fight. He'll waste no time as he dives back sight. The trade comes out, but it goes right back into the hands of Saw, thanks to Story.
Is the bomb back site? Yes, it is. Hobbit on this line. Molly goes into Mini. That just means you can't push in. You still have vision.
Oh, he's got a gap to work with, though. The Hut player's coming out. Hobbit
it's a
missed
bad
shot.
shot.
Finally, a missed shot from the op, it seems. And attention turned instantly up towards Heaven, but Boomich is wrapping this main.
What does this mean if he goes Tetris in this spot? Are they going to be able to dislodge him? Muterus might be in the key spot here.
Boomich to lobby. I mean, this is going to come down to the final few seconds, and they played regulation down to the wire, but as seen, Kit on site to be grabbed. Hobbit trying to get this one unraveled, trying to make them force their move.
Both known.
Story now turning back towards Hut. This close box spot needs to be clear. Time is of the essence, and this retake is going to find nothing. A rock-solid hold from Saw to lock in the tied 14.
And it starts out 4v5, and they just juggernaut it out onto the A site, splitting Squeaky and through the Hut, find their trades. They did have one or two upper pops in that first half that worked out or were pretty effective. Cloud9 could take that on the chin. It's a tie game, but it's still their CT side that they've got to look forward to, so. One has to assume you would still rather be Cloud9 in this position. But they can't let Saw get that confidence back.
Wasting no time, we're going to throw Hobbit over towards Secret.
Oh.
Ramp pressure for Axile.
He's slow to this.
Falling back, does get away. Little chip damage thanks to the nade, but here they come. A whole pack of Saw players ready to exchange, and he goes in. He swings for it, taking New Jerks off the round, but the trades go to the favor of Saw. A fight down in sight. Electronic extends into the open. What? Gets the second. And to equalize this back to a 2v2, Aristos locked in, and Electronic can't finish off his food, but look what's left. Tidbits of HP for Saw.
Oh my God.
Back slam
No!
denied! Aristos turns, and Perfecto can't close. 2 tagged kills.
We're talking about 2 players, a bullet or 2 away from death, and Aristos flicks around to get that. I mean, that would have been a very hard 1v1 to win. The bomb would have been out in the open on the B site. And we just have to sail past this moment because Cloud9 now have to think about the next round. We've already got double OT locked in for Saw in a situation that it felt like Cloud9 were going to make magic happen here, denying the comeback. Look at the buy. They went to Value Village for this one.
Whoa. The shortcomings of 10K rears their ugly head. Deagle MP9. And Saw's third chance to close out map 1.
Saw are calling an anti-eco. The economy is crystal clear here for their opponents. The first portion of the round goes to holding any aggressive moves.
That clutch felt queued up.
Seriously.
And instead you find yourself in this position, minute on the clock at the end of OT.
This one's called out of spawn. They're waiting. They're not even taking secret control. CTs, they have to be careful. If they put no pressure on the map whatsoever, that late smokes completely block their exec. Saw don't know what Cloud9 do.
Saw don't know what Cloud9 have.
Oh man, and this is a perfect lurk defense here.
Drop a smoke down from Uterus. He's thinking about back garage, but it's really Hobbit in the close corner. Zeus and Hut. Huge moment for that Zeus to come alive, and he nails it! Perfecto electrifying the A site. Ujerx tries to dive to his teammate, and Electronic, he's got it! Perfecto into the AK thanks to the taser, and Cloud9 just gotta drop this opper. 10 seconds, Story in the clutch, surrounded in what feels like an impossible spot. He tries to keep it alive, but that $200 Zeus is exactly what they need to defibrillate their chances.
Yeah, that's what Valve wanted, encouraging people to buy the Zeus. That's been one of the best positions to have it in, and it comes through at a key moment. And that is, again, the risk of playing around slowly where you have such an economic advantage. You're not pre-mollying Hut and taking out the close positions, playing fast to deny. Close-up positions like this, you are risking gimmick kills like that. So Saw came through timid, hoping to just stick the landing and play it safe, and it ends up costing them the round. Cloud9 win with almost nothing.
Fast one. Pressure out, smoke gets popped. Roman, he
Great
wants
flash.
the entry. Nicely done to crack it open. Sure enough, the Hut player comes out as well, and Cloud9 will be given no respite, no chance to breathe, no chance to catch their breath.
They're ready to keep this game going.
They do not waste a moment. As their T-side and overtime continues.
Cloud9 have put on some classic retakes lately, but not too many have come on Nuke. It's obviously not that easy. That's a big call to make, man. That execution is perfect. You saw the second layer to the flash after they naded the smoke.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, all three from Saw die.
Okay.
So maybe creates an opportunity after another round loss. I don't think so, though.
Yeah, they win this one. It's enough recovered. Props to Saw, though. Cranking that tempo
Look at
dial
this.
to a
Nade
10.
gets popped right here. Wait
Yep.
from Roman into the flash, and then Boomich dies, eats it completely. Just wants to. Everybody is tempted to spam the smoke. That's why you have this old Furious strat where Art would run through the squeaky smoke as they drop vent, because teams are always going to spam you running out of squeaky, and then a flash would come out and try to kill you upper. Now it's just the upper exact that comes out with it. You're a bit of pressure. They tried to show that they're going to do the same strategy to get an overreaction out of Cloud9 to defend against it.
But they never naded the door. Not out of the gate. So in contrast to the last round, we're going to go for the slow burn outside Saw. Honestly, dwindling utility for the T's, but around the smoke, they'll go down secret unspotted.
Yeah,
But they all have to do the same thing, and they don't.
What a shot!
Story takes a slightly different route, and Hobbit clips him on the cross.
That's a big mistake out of Story. I mean, as an opera, you'd think that's the fight you want, but he wasn't using it.
Boomich, we've already seen multi-kill potential from this exact same angle. Or at least it was a little wider last time. Now he's tucked right on door. Slight variation, but demanding the same result. Two players coming at him for the trade, and he gets the first one. The half damage on Udrix is big, but there's no second CT in sight. Luckily for Cloud9, they do find that upper hit, and then Roman is given a gift. Axile coming out before there's any trade potential. Still man advantage, still Hobbit hitting op shots, but it's also Roman over towards Secret with a real chance at that second kill. He's got the picture figured out. They have him pinned towards control, and with windows closed, that cross found out in the open. And as he turns it back down towards double doors, Perfecto instantly into the site. He's been trying to win clutches all night, and they've gone both ways, but he's got the cover, and he's sticking the defuse. A 5-second stick down to the wire. The peak not on time, and Perfecto brings one back.
Oh, he stretched those cords out as far as he possibly could. And man, for a second, it looked like that gift was a Trojan horse. Roman nearly won that clutch for himself and Saw, and instead it's denied. That's a heartbreaker because you see where that bomb's planted, and in your mind, you're going to think that it can't be defused from that angle. So that's fair enough. But good on Perfecto for identifying that as quickly as possible. One more second on the clock, and of course, he would have gotten swung. A very nice try out of Roman. Again, rarer to get him as one of the two veterans on the team at the top of the board.
Oh, here we go.
What a welcome sight.
Nice, a new direction, and another common problem. The A site crumbles.
Excuse me?
Axile towards ramp, all they have left. They keep it simple with a slight variation, that reroute over top of main. You can see Boomich going on top of Hut, not dealing with the potential squeaky hit that cost him last time. And instead, it is Saw with two rapid rounds in OT that work.
That's it. They just have been copying and pasting on this upper rush that just seems basically unstoppable.
Exile forced into this desperate situation. 4 sets of eyes
What's even
glaring
happening?
up at him.
He's not even
trying to win it.
Yeah.
So you literally have no time for the defuse. A wet fart of a retake. Saw take 17.
Yeah, okay. No chance for that 1v4.
Ouçam, cabeça, neles. Não precisamos estar a fazer aquelas mal...
It's just like, why do you guys want me to call anything else?
So Saul will take an edge.
Oh, man.
The most successful T side of the 3 halves in overtime so far.
Yeah, very much.
Cloud9 have to up the ante.
2 out from winning the map are Saw. 2 out from a 3rd overtimer, Cloud9. They'll need 3 in a row to win here.
Now, in total contrast to what Saw just threw out in this T side, man, we've had some real slow burns for Cloud9's offense, but this forward spot gets punished. It's both the ramp players dead. It is a 5v3 in the opening round of their 2nd OT. I mean, Cloud9, this feels like a God-given gift. But it could all be taken back.
Yeah, right.
If Electronic wasn't that sharp, jumping in over the control panel, Cloud9 pushing the right buttons this time, and we're tied at 17.
Yeah, they were on the Fury Road on this round, in through ramp, into lower, like it was no one's business. Instant transmission, beautiful entries. Cloud9 instantly tie and take a wind out of the sails of Saw from that last round. Very powerful attack. I mean, I do appreciate that Saw, again, they haven't changed their character. And I think that's been the, the part of this match that has had me believing in them the most, which is that, you know, we are really respecting Saw as a team that aren't scared of anybody. And even when they're down, they still play like themselves. Much easier said than done.
Hanging on. They know money could become a problem.
Yeah.
That M4's good to go.
Yeah, actually a little scary for Cloud9 because they don't guarantee that they win this round either. OT timeout is coming in for Saw. It's moments like this that gimmicks actually win you the map. CT side, again, they go for so many different types of pick plays. Cloud9 have been pretty good at defending against the extremely aggressive maneuvers. And even in rounds where the lobby has been taken over by the CT side, Cloud9 have done well, giving up space and just playing scorched earth, letting it be theirs, taking another part of the map in exchange.
It's not even like Cloud9 were forcing an opening in that last round, right? It was 2 kills presented to them with the failed ramp push. Curious to see what they wanted to get up to. Credit where it's due, though. They were so ready to follow through after those frags, and Electronic through the smoke. Looking to test ramp yet again. This time it's just Ujurik's back. And willing to go down, but Electronic, he's going to try to follow forward. Fire forces them to hold.
Nice way to win that. Exile really gets hit low here inside of the lobby. This is the point of the round where even damage matters. No kills yet, just for the moment. Muterus also low. This is the kind of map control that can get the CTs to make bad rotations. And I mean, Cloud9 have set this up conditioning in a conditioning perspective that they could go upstairs at any time. We've seen them use the late rotations. They punish Saw for pushing late. I don't know if they will this time. It looks like a good timing inside the lobby.
Ujurik's just waiting for this angle. Doesn't get the kill. Great amount of damage, but it's simultaneous pressure. Muterus, the lurk out through the smoke is caught. Another player is gonna have to pick up that bomb and put it down. Will they cover off Roman? Yes, cover fire through, connects.
Oh my God.
And with that, it falls into the 2v4, but think about all the damage. Is it enough to justify it? Not with the lack of money. They almost got cleared out in the last round. These guns are instrumental.
Wow.
Cloud9's slow burn to the B site with all those players ready to roll gets them their 18th.
And fair play, they've been so good at denying trades on this T side with those entries. The double kill inside of ramp, countering the exact aggression Saw wants to get away with into the lower setup. Or you've got Ujerks in this peephole. He's got the angle he wants. He has enough time for the spray, but can't get the kill and is not ready at all for somebody to be coming out of control. And now around where it looks like they should have just gone for the retake. Story has a second to stay alive and he doesn't.
Oh God, the money.
Oh, it's so bad. This is now to fight for a third overtime.
And the very first chance for Cloud9 to close this map.
Yes.
They have clawed 3 of those opportunities out of the hands of Saw. This is their first. And the only reason Electronic's able to catch Ujerks is because he doesn't get his kills through that peephole right away.
And he doesn't, and there's also, again, no defense against control side at all.
What's the buy look like? How little do they have? Because we saw Cloud9.
Definitely not enough for an op.
Remember that Zeus? Remember that MP9? The bare bones buy Cloud9 were able to utilize in order to keep this game alive. Honestly, they come out pretty damn okay.
Yeah, that could be worse, but again, like low utility, it's going to be very obvious for Cloud9. There are big advantages here. But what's the call? Because again, we've seen some of the best rounds from Cloud9 not be fast ones. They've been a lot slower, but they've also messed up on the clock when they really pushed it. And I think Saw also have clued into the right way to play against this. Their biggest issue is, do they have the resources? Oh,
nice
yeah,
position.
That could be a great position here for Muteris.
But also a hell of a spot to try and fall back from. And there's not just one solo lurk outer play. There are 4 players coming at him. And as he looks to strike, he misses his chance. Sure, it's damage. And Story not able to capitalize. Hobbit survives it. It's Aristos to come out from main. The bomb delivered on his feet. And he delivers himself.
Yo, we're going to run it back, aren't we?
A second kill off main. Low HP to Hobbit because of that initial position from top garage.
What can Perfecto do?
He has been so valuable late round.
Hobbit in the first half. Perfecto throughout. They have to pause. The bomb can be camped. It's 2 good spots to watch, to hold on to everything. But sometimes the trades haven't been there for Saw on the CT side, and I love, again, using the clock to make him nervous.
It's been such a contributing factor to Cloud9's success. Any of these players make a step, Perfecto's gonna hone in on him. Oh, he gets his chance. He gets his kill. It costs him half his health.
Do we have a molly? No molly for opposite vents. The peak comes out. Roman dies!
No! Perfecto getting a second, and then suddenly Ujerks, he can't catch Hobbit. He's got a clean cross and a smoke in main to put this bomb down. Again and again. It comes down to timing. They squeeze them, and Saw's knees buckle in these moments. But here's the retake coming in. All that early damage done.
And he thinks it's a planner.
Hobbit got off sight. He's crossed over. The shot's missed. Ujerks got 40 health.
The bomb is planted, front sight.
And now as he gets on top of it, he's gonna tap it, and he's gonna clear out this hut. It is Hobbit to have crossed back, seeing that it's not there. He knows exactly what is up. The knife is out, and Saw go down. Cloud9 in the second OT will close.
Oh my God, after that. What an absolute journey, man. That was beautiful. An amazing game here on map 1 for Cloud9, a big victory, and they finally put a dent in the streak. That's 10-1 now in 2024 for Saw.
Whew, looking for that sweet, sweet revenge, and no better time than at the major.
No better time indeed, even though they had to scrape for it at times, and it was very, very dicey. But we saw some of the members of Cloud9, I think, really coming alive as that game went on. And Jacob, they absolutely needed to.
Yeah, that was a
Some
great
of the
game of
members of
Counter-Strike. We were
Cloud9, I
asking
think,
for a close game of
really-
Counter-Strike a lot of the games, and a lot of the maps today have been very lopsided, very one-sided. This wasn't the case right here. Back and forth game where you can never really tell who were in the driving seat to win the game. Then Saw looked great, then Cloud9 were looking great, then Saw back to looking great. It was a messy game, so to speak. Two teams who didn't necessarily play the best brand of Counter-Strike, but two teams who matched each other exceptionally well on the server.
And you know where this game would never have happened? At the goddamn Showdown Online.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you want to really taste
He's
the
back.
pressure of these clutches, then you have... clutches when you decide around on a kill or not, and this is where they have it. A couple of clutches at the end. Cloud9 pushed the first map.
And there you got to mention Boomage, of course, right? In terms of the IGL and in terms of slowing it down in those most important T rounds at the end, taking a beat because you know they're fretting on the other side.
Yeah, when Cloud9 were down 12-10, it did feel like Boomage came alive again with the calling as well. We saw it in overtime. It was actually the T side that netted Cloud9 more rounds than the CT side in both the overtimes. So from that perspective, yes, you want to give it to Boomage. Fracking-wise as well, he had a couple of great moments, but it goes for the entire team. You see on the scoreboard, every single player from Cloud9 had a moment in the game where they were impactful on the server. You may argue Perfecto was keeping them in the game with all the clutches he was involved in. I think he won 1, 2, maybe even 3 1v1s. Hobbit as well had some fantastic entry living as well. He went 10-2 in opening duels in that regard as well. So everyone chimed in, everyone had a say in it, and honestly, it was just a great game of Counter-Strike that could have gone either way.
It was very, very fun to watch. Hobbit, standout player on the graphic. He always is, but I think we also want to talk about Electronic just a little bit in terms of, you said it, a slow start, but then absolutely crucial. I believe we also have a couple of rounds that can show it, because we have one from very early on in the game, round 7, where it wasn't working yet.
Yeah, the Electronic fans should probably close their eyes, Jacob. What do you say? Take some water, take a hike.
If we do get round 7 on, I may
Round
lose my
7,
glasses, because it wasn't really that great.
Round
This is
24 as
24,
well.
that's
This is
better.
24 now, and I just wanted to show it in terms of how hard Cloud9 had to work to get these rounds. Like, they were all across the map. They were playing timings left, right, front, and center. Perfecto here on the finish. You see the clock. It's 18 seconds when they finally make it to the side, and it's really on a knife's edge. It's Cloud9 not exactly with a clear direction on how they want to win round.
Yeah.
It's more so about, hey, we're going to take all of that space, and then we're going to gamble that you guys are going to make the mistake. That in the 50-50 duels, we're going to make it 51% of the time, and it was purely and truly a game of millimeters, milliseconds towards the end.
I'm happy to see it, that it was so close from the side of Saw, but that does inevitably bring us to kind of what we've been talking about for all the games that they've been winning. What's gonna happen when it turns? Now that loss is finally there. It's taken a long time, Jacob, but you've already talked about it. What is this gonna do to him?
Yeah, I'm actually excited for them to lose, and don't get me
Oh,
wrong, right here,
clip
it may
it.
sound a bit
Clip it.
harsh in that regard.
Wow.
It's the first time in 2024 they lose on the map of Nuke, but now we get to see a reaction. Can they bounce back? Can they come into a map like Anubis, where we know Cloud9 is a known quantity? We know Cloud9 is a strong team when it comes to Anubis. We need to see them bounce back at a moment where they are the ones under pressure once more. They weren't doing the showdown, they were cruising through, they were looking great. It's a different scenario now. I think I've seen enough from Saw, even on Nuke, to say that they definitely showed up today. Right? They were competitive. It was a great game, and it was just a couple of clutches that could have gone their way, and then the storyline, the narrative would have been completely different. So I still think they have a shot in this matchup, but it inevitably got much better.
No, I like that you mentioned that, because I mean, if you'd watched the pre-show, you might have thought that I was hating on So. Not at all. I think this is a very decent showing from them. Like, considering the circumstances, the caliber that they're playing against, even though slightly dysfunctional Cloud9, still a hard opponent to play at these max pressure moments. So Saw did a very, very honorable fight. They've lost maps at the RMR, they've lost games at the RMR, and they have showed resilience here. So I have no reason to think they're just going to dissolve now. Not at all. And if anything, they have proven me that they can up their level. It wasn't enough, but again, on a couple of clutches.
Yeah, I mean, Story has to have a better game. I think he's someone that has been at the forefront of Saw whenever they've gotten these victories, and specifically versus a team where Boomage is, of course, not the star opera that you find on other teams. I think I was expecting a little more, and I think it's definitely going to have to be more on Anubis.
I think that's a fair statement to say for Story in this matchup. I think Nuke, was the one map where he could have stood out as the main op player on the server. What I liked about his way that he was playing on the server, he wasn't staying away from taking the duels. You argue that he wasn't playing great. I agree, he wasn't hitting his shots, but he was doing the right things. He was putting himself into the aggressive positions and towards Yard.
Right.
He was sometimes staying in heaven where he was re-peeking constantly, going in for it. So yeah, sometimes as a player, you're not hitting the shots you're supposed to, but he was still doing the plays that was needed to win for him. And maybe on Anubis, he can hit his shots.
I like that. Trying to be in the right positions, but maybe he didn't hit the shots.
It happens,
You have another segue for me?
No, absolutely not. I was just, my attention got caught because there's something going on over there on the desk. So
what is it?
So this is a display. If you're not familiar with a display, it is of course a metal poster that is very easy to attach and very easy to get back off your wall. It doesn't damage the wall at all, and you can put whatever on that. Well, not whatever, but a lot of things on there, really, including official Counter-Strike images, Inferno, in case it should have been Anubis actually, since that was.
Yeah, it's more like a relic of the of yesteryear, the map that once was.
And the cool thing is that you can just replace them if these can be on your wall, but you can also have a stand. In my case, I do love cats.
That's absolutely.
So you could do this instead, depending on who you have over. And I think what?
Do you know what is the context of this image?
It's a meme cat.
Perfecto when they said